What they do, good people. This is me, Samuel Christian, your host for the Me Being Me podcast. Would they be qualified as a host? Or would we qualify as something else? I don't know. But y'all have been having an epiphany. Um, I don't know if that's the right word. But when you like watch a TV show and then like you'll literally look up. I don't know if I'm the only person that does this, but I would look up shows like that show to get the same feeling I got from that show. If I'm, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I will quite literally look up a show that gives me the same vibe, or looks like it's going to give me the same vibe as the show I watched. So I know everybody in America, every teenager in America, adult in their 20s, I don't know about the 30s, but people watch Euphoria. Euphoria is a great show. I started watching it not because of the whole TikTok, social media craze over it. I didn't know it was a craze. I just saw I be watching these little YouTube edits of like TV shows, and they be like make edits of like the characters and the little songs and crap. I do it for Game of Thrones. I do it for Euphoria. I do it for everything. Like, I'll literally watch those all day long. Literally watch them at school. So I saw one little edit of the Euphoria show, and that was like early 2020. The show came out 2019, so I wasn't really late. So I decided to let's look if I could watch Euphoria. So I started watching it. I was like, oh wow, this is a really, really good show. The storyline is amazing. My thing is, a lot of people who watched the show, guess what? They got distracted by it. They saw the glitz and the glamour, the glitter, the outfits, the aesthetic, and they missed the lesson of the TV show. Like, I know people like, oh, I hate this character, but understand the storyline. I might sound stuffy. I don't know why. I'm allergic to aspirin. But people miss the storyline. Each character plays a different storyline that's vital and important, and that a lot of young people probably go through. Okay? So that's the only thing I really hated about like the outside world getting into the show. Like, they're hating on it. Season 2 slapped, okay? I love Season 2. Season 2, it gave what it needed to do. It gave off the vibe it needed to give off. But yeah, it gave off what it needed to give off. It was an amazing season. Season 2 slapped. Season 1 slapped. And I do like how they switched up filming for Season 2. Like, I watch the shows and I get in depth. Like, I'm looking up research. I'm looking up articles. I'm looking up background information of filming the season. Like, I love how they do that on the end of the episodes and that you can go back and watch it. I just really hate that it's like 8 episodes, but it's fine. They got renewed for Season 3. What am I supposed to do in that time that the show's not out? You have to find other shows to watch. So I've been looking up like other TV shows to watch to give me the same feeling, the same vibe, and the same story. Netflix has some good coming of age TV shows about like teenagers and everything like that. Because those shows I'm like really attracted to watch. I do like to watch a lot of stuff like the supernatural in it. So I'm just gonna give y'all some ideas of like TV shows you could watch, like the that give you some type of oomph. So in my like supernatural realm of TV shows I like to watch, everybody and their mama watch the Vampire Diaries. They have two spinoffs. So we have the Vampire Diaries, you have the originals, and you have Legacies. The Vampire Diaries ties into the other shows, but I don't think you really have to watch the Vampire Diaries to really get it. You can probably just Google it. They do a good job of like low-key explaining it. So watching the Vampire Diaries, I started watching that in like 7th grade. I'm 17 now. I'm about to graduate high school next year. I watched that. Didn't know the originals existed. Never knew it existed until I saw it on Netflix. I was like, what the heck is this? It always popping up on my timeline like it wants me to watch it. So I ended up clicking it. Oh wow, it's a spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. Never knew. It's a really good series. So the Vampire Diaries is about romance. The originals is about family, and Legacies is about friendship. So the originals are the original vampires, their whole little thing living in New Orleans. Watch the show, it's good. 10 out of 10 recommend. I like it better than the Vampire Diaries and Legacies. The originals slaps. Then going into Legacies is a spinoff of the originals in the Vampire Diaries. So Legacies is their children. Yes, there's vampires and them having children. It's so weird, but it's good. Watch it. Highly recommend. My thing with Legacies is that Season 2, horrible writing. Horrible writing. And it just longevity. You know, like some series have the one villain for one season and the next. They had the same villain for all 4 seasons. The show's not done yet. Hopefully they can renew for season 5. But I just feel like they could have. It would have been better if they would have ended that villain arc off, because stuff like that, you're pushing it out too long. It's not gonna work. You have a mud monster. What in the world? Okay. Legacies is a good show. I do recommend watching it. Season 2 gets a little corny and a little childish, but season 3 is their redemption season, and season 4 is their top season. That's good. It gives you season 1 vibes. Season 3 gives you season 1 vibes, but a little bit bootleg. But 4 is so like the Vampire Diaries energy, the originals energy. There's old characters that come back in season 4. It's really good. I highly recommend watching that. The whole 3 series are amazing to watch. I highly recommend. Our next little show I like to watch is Winx, the Winx Saga. It's the cartoon version of the Winx Club, the glitz and glamour fairy crap. But this one is like they did with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's a lot darker. It's a lot darker. Yes, and it's like, ooh, what's going on? Ooh, what is this? Ooh, what is that? So when I do hair, I play it for my clients, and they get hooked. I'm putting people on game. Give me a paycheck. Run me some sponsorship funds, because I'm putting y'all on game. I'm sitting here doing people's hair for 4 hours, and we're getting through the whole series. Let's get into it. It's 10 episodes. 10 or 8 episodes. I think it's 10 episodes. Me and my clients, we're in it. We're watching it. We're loving it. I could watch shows like that over and over and over and over and over again. 10 out of 10 recommend. Season 2, where you at? I'm waiting for it. Next show is like Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That show, when I first watched it, I was like, what the freak is this? Because they're like devil worshippers. They worship the Dark Lord. And it's like, instead of saying, what the hell, they say, what the heavens. Okay. But it's good. I recommend it. It's very dark. Like dark. It's dark, but it's a really good show. I recommend watching it. It has 4 seasons. It's done now, but I recommend watching it. It's really good. I think that's all the supernatural shows I really watch. I feel like I like to watch the shows with like the supernatural stuff in it, because you know, it just gives you this sense of like your imagination runs wild, and you're like anticipation what's happening next, what's going to happen next, and like other shows like Euphoria, it taps into a part of your psyche. I don't know. I feel like some people can relate to some characters in a way. If you can't relate to all of them, you can relate to them in a way. And I don't know. That's why I really like watching TV. Like, mom would be like, oh, you need to stop watching TV. Da, da, da. I watch TV shows that have a reason and a storyline that is amazing. Okay? It's not just like Disney Channel. But these shows that I watch have some intense storylines and that the people need to hear about. You know? Another show you need to watch is Sex Education. It's very graphic. Like Euphoria has like a lot of sex scenes. But it's for mature audience only. If you can't handle then don't watch it, because you can't handle yeah. So I watched Sex Education, 3 seasons. They're filming season 4. It's really good. It's about a little white boy and a black boy. They're friends with a white girl. They do sex therapy because the teenagers in the show are sexually active and they don't know any guidance. So the boy, his mom is a sex therapist, and he's basically using his like information he knows from his mom's job and everything, and using it for the kids to help the kids. Genius, making money. You're a sex therapist for bank, making money in high school. Boom. He's like, didn't they call him like the sex wizard or something? Sex genius? I don't know. He was a virgin too. His mom's a sex therapist, so I don't know. But 10 out of 10, recommend the show. Everybody gets their thrills. Everybody gets their vibes from it. It's really good. If you haven't watched Bridgerton, watch Bridgerton. Really good. I don't know any other shows. Like, what other shows do I watch on Netflix that, like, I'm like, ooh, let's watch? I don't know. But I'm really getting into, like, the Marvel movies, TV shows. I watch all Marvel stuff. Recommend watching Marvel. If you use your superhero thrill, I'm ready to watch Multiverse of Madness, because it's just the vibes. Multiverse of Madness is the vibes. We're gonna watch that. You know, I watch shows to get away from the real world. You can draw to get away from the real world. You can do whatever you want to get away from the real world. It's just to separate yourself from reality to live in fantasy for a short period of time until you have to go right back into the real world, and you can do it all over again. But yeah. So I did get a haircut today. Yes, we got a haircut today. I tried to switch it up a little bit. I asked him not to like cut a lot off the top, and I'm growing a beard. I'm trying to grow a beard. I want to see how it would look with one. So I grow the whole thing. I just shave it off all the time because I was just used to shaving it off. But yeah, I just feel like I'm going through a lot of changes now, and like my style it's literally changing. I'm gonna be in my Kanye era. Like, yo, I'm gonna eat the kids up. But it's like a way of expression. Like clothing to me isn't just clothes just to put on. It has to tell us. It has not tell a story, but it has to like express you. Okay. Last year, my 10th grade year of high school, I used to dress more vintage vibes, thrifting. I'm still gonna thrift, but the way I looked wasn't my way of looking at that time period. We all evolve. We've all changed. There's nothing wrong with change. So my clothes are going to change with me. Everything around me is going to change with me. My room might change. This might change. Change is good. Changing is growing. Nothing wrong with change. Like I said in the last episode, cutting people off, helping yourself change, grow, whatever, grow. You know, we're all going to go in different periods of times. We're not going to stay the same every year, every 3 months. You could change your mind on something next week in 3 hours. Nothing's wrong with that. Don't hold yourself back or try to stay in this one area for other people or denying yourself the ability to change, because that could affect you in the long run too. Like I was literally felt like I needed to fit in with everybody's standard of masculinity, of what a male should be, or the stereotypes people put out into the world. Like me, I wear rings, I wear pearls, literally pearls, necklaces, I wear jewelry, and I wear freaking chains and grills and sack my pants. No. First of all, I have a big booty. I can't really do that. Yeah. But like I was literally trying to fit into what like the world wanted, like of like the norm of masculinity. But I in a way defy that. Like I dress equal parts masculine, feminine, whatever. They're both attributes, and I think they coexist together. Literally, we both have estrogen, testosterone running through our bodies. They have to coexist together. So my the way I carry myself, I feel like it does represent equal parts, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to, if you're going to express yourself, be confident in yourself. Okay, don't let other people decide or society decide how you're going to look and present yourself into the world. You present yourself in the world the way you want to be presented. You write your narrative to your own story. Nobody has the pen. I'm the author. I write my own book. I write my own story, autobiography, whatever. I'm not going to let anybody else decide or dictate what I can and cannot do or can and cannot wear, because it's how I want to express myself. If somebody wants to wear, if a boy or girl, if girls wants to dress more masculine and that's the way she wants to express herself, she can do that. If a boy wants to wear more feminine clothes, he can do that. That's the way they want to express themselves. It's clothes at the end of the day. It shouldn't be this whole thing. Back then, they used to wear freaking skirts. And everybody used to wear socks and sandals and skirts. America, I don't know. They're just so binary. You have each side of the spectrum. You dress this way, you dress that way. Boys wear this, boys wear that. Girls wear this, girls wear that. And I feel like my generation, we are breaking down some of those boxes. And I know it's like rapid, like it's very fast for like the older generations to not like comprehend. And they'll be like, "Oh, you live for this long." It's changing so quickly, and they're trying to adapt to what we are pushing. We already like in the cycle. They're trying to get into the cycle of like adapt or whatever. Like my dad explained to me, and people expect people from like back then to change so quickly, and it takes time. And they're trying, and you can't get mad at them for not doing as quick as you are, because we're living in it. They're living in it too, but they're from a different era, a different time, trying to get in, come to terms with the regular. Everything's happening so quickly. There's a lot of activism that's going on, which is nothing wrong with activism. Stand up for what you believe in, what you want, your rights, whatever you feel like is your rights, what you want is your rights, your rights. Nothing wrong with that. but other people have to, the world has to. It's so quickly rapid or whatever. Cancel culture is a whole thing. It's really raunchy. Somebody can say something you don't agree with. Like, please grow up. People gonna have difference of opinions all the time, and just because they don't agree with yours doesn't mean they're wrong or doesn't mean they're hating on you. It's just everybody has a different opinion. The freedom of speech is being targeted in a way where people, if you don't agree with the majority, you're booted and tooted. Like, these politicians saying all this extra stuff, they're literally doing it to please the majority, because half of them don't even believe what they're saying. Like, they're just pushing for a vote, and then once they do get in office or do get in these positions, nothing happens. Like, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, please. Y'all had your good 15 minutes of fame. Now it's time for you to go, because when I turn 18, I'm definitely not voting for y'all back in the office. Y'all gotta go. Okay, shout out to Kamala. You were the first female vice president. Kudos to you, love. And your husband is the second gentleman of the United States. Congratulations to you. But ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't doing that no more. You're gone. But that's really all I had to say. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at the Me Be Me Pod. It's just Me Be Me Pod. And then you can follow my personal Instagram at SavionXChristian. There's no caps. Nothing. Episodes will come out bi-weekly on my YouTube channel. I will start putting them on Apple Podcasts once I figure out how to do that. But until then, they're going on YouTube. So yeah. Anyways, live your best life, good people. Respectfully. Good night.